replica of the newspaper on your Android-powered smartphone, on Apple's iPhone, or on your laptop. We have a solution for any device. E-Edition is free for subscribers, or just $7.99 a month. The Bakersfield Californian. We're everywhere and anytime. Subscribe today. Bakersfield.com.
Hey, welcome back to Condors Unleashed. Putting my paper down. We don't need that anymore. We don't need the script. We're going off the script now, Bartz.
I don't even know why you hold that thing every episode. You don't look at it.
I don't look at it. I just look at it for the headlines. That's it. But Gary Steppes, number 22 U jersey, pick it up Saturday at the game.
Is that your size?
Yeah, that's my size. Oh,
hey now.
Hey now. LB's coming in hot. Coming in hot to Condors Unleashed.
Setting the tone. Man,
to my right, Laurent Brossoit. I mean, he's made an impression, certainly, here at Condorstown over the first 2 months. And, LB, going back to when you first came here, you said something, and it's kind of stuck with me since, there was kind of the belief that, this guy should be in the American Hockey League. He's had great numbers in the ECHL, and you said, hey, I just want to play. If I'm going up to the AHL and I'm sitting on the bench, that's not going to do much for me. How important has it been for you in your progression here this year to be the number one guy, to be the guy going in there every night?
Yeah, no, the first quarter of the season definitely was a stressful one. Didn't play much, played on 4 different teams now. What people didn't understand is, everyone talks and there's all this controversy of, like you said, me not being in the AHL, but like I said, I want to play. And even when Buns gets called up and, I've been having lots of success here, there's a lot of people, questioning that. And for me, I feel that this is the better place to be. I feel like being in a starting role, playing games consistently. I mean, Manor was talking about kind of the plan, going forward, and it looks like I'll be getting a lot of games. I'm going to be playing a lot, and for me, it's development. And this is my first year pro, and I'm feeling so much better about my game every game.
Yeah, I've yet to meet a goalie who didn't want to start every single game, but it's about more than just playing every game. Do you have goals for yourself? Do you have things that you're working on, things in the back of your mind each and every night? I need to get better at this. I need to do that. How does a goalie develop?
I mean, for me, I pride myself in the fact that I don't think I have any gaping holes in my game. So for me, I just need to maintain everything, keep everything nice and tight. I guess the biggest thing would be to not be so active in the net. And this year, I think that's been my biggest, attribute. And I guess it's just the whole mental game now. I just have to be able to play as good as I am right now and be able to do that consistently. And just to go into every game, knowing what I need to think about before every game, because I know a lot of goalies will, get superstitious and change lots of things. But for me, I feel confident in my game right now that I can go into any game in any league and do the same thing.
One of the big aspects as well about being in one city now for a couple months is you become a part of a team. And early on this year, you're in Abbotsford, then you're in Alaska, then you're in Oak City. But now you're here in Bakersfield. You talked a little bit about it in your post-game interview last night. You talked about the playoffs for this team. And yes, we're going to the playoffs, but about playing the right way of hockey and coming together at the right time over the last couple of months here. And just take me through that locker room and how tight this team is, 1 through 25, and being a whole unit out there.
Yeah, I was definitely impressed with this group of guys. I came down into this team, and I wasn't expecting to see such a tight group, considering how slow of a start they had, and
it's because you shut us out, LB. That's the problem. I mean, that's the problem. You shut us out twice. Thanks. Appreciate it.
And I was just expecting kind of a group that's fallen apart. But, this is a very close group, and I think that was a huge part in this revamping team that we have here. And it's so fun to be a part of. I'm finally settled into an apartment, and, I got friends on the team. Everyone's close. It's just a way easier environment to play hockey.
Not every season in the pro ranks is like this first one that you've had. You mentioned 4 different teams. I mean, it had to kind of get old after a while, right?
Yeah, no. I was definitely frustrated for a good portion of that episode. But to be honest, looking back on it, I wouldn't change a thing. I mean, everyone talks about adversity, and I think that's exactly what I'm facing here. It's only going to make me stronger.
Does it fuel you as a first-year guy, highly touted out of junior, out of the Edmonton Oilers Kings in the Calgary organization, they deal you, granted to a great spot in Edmonton, but you still get traded in your first couple of months as a professional. Does that fuel you and give you a little spark here, a little chip on your shoulder going into your first year?
I didn't look at it in a negative way. When I got the call, Jay Feaster made sure he called me and had a talk with me and made sure that I knew that it wasn't because of my play and that it wasn't because I wasn't good enough for their organization and they wanted to get rid of me. They said that they feel that it'll turn around and bite him in the ass. So he just wanted to make sure that it was more of a compliment to me that the Oilers wanted me that bad. So I definitely it wasn't like I had to turn around and play with anger. But either way, a big move like that, I wanted to make sure I proved myself to the Oilers organization.
Let's talk some personal stuff. First of all, LB, that's a great nickname. How far back does that go?
Second year in Edmonton.
Okay.
Obviously, first year I wasn't the starter or anything like that. I was just splitting games. But it was the second year where I kind of took the net to myself and ended up being the number one guy and started having myself a season. And obviously, we went to the finals and won and went to the Memorial Cup. But before that, they kind of just started. It was more around playoff time where they just on the Jumbotron like you guys have done.
Right.
That's what we picked up on it. So we're trying to get you going, Condorstown.
So,
big save, get the LB going. We're trying to get you into it.
Well, when you were first coming in, and we know only thing we know about you is where you're from and what your name is, and Laurent Brossoit, I thought, well, yeah, it's French, but he's from BC. Maybe he's not totally French. But so, what's your background?
I'm not very French at all. Both my parents don't speak French. My mom's from London, England, and my dad's from Vancouver Island, so it's far west from Quebec as you can get. So neither of them speak English. Neither of them speak French.
They speak Canadian up there,
Right. Neither of them speak French. But it was my grandpa. It was from Montreal, so that's where that comes from.
Very good. So you never know. You never know. The French names are all over Canada, but they're not always en français.
A lot of tweets as well on Sunday from you watching the Super Bowl and being from BC, right there near Seattle. Yeah. Seahawks fan?
Yeah. I'm not like a religious fan or anything like that. I'll watch pretty much the important games, but I can't go and pretend like I'm a huge Seahawks fan. It's just
BC
if I had to cheer for someone, it was Seahawks for sure.
BC Lions.
BC Lions. BC the black and orange, right? The BC black and white. Right. LB off the ice. Yeah, outdoors guy. What do you like to do back home? What's a day in the life of the summer for Laurent Brossoit?
I just try to do anything that does not involve hockey. Not to say I'm not a hockey fan or anything like that. You just want to get away from the game. You want to love it when you come back. So I go and try to do some water sports. I love to golf. Not good at it, but I love to do it.
Right.
Just kind of the regular things that people do.
Bart's gets out there. Bart's actually a pretty good golfer.
I don't golf anymore. I have a 2-year-old.
Yeah.
You don't have time anymore when you have kids.
You're a scratch. You're not a scratch.
I'm not
golfer.
scratch. You're being ridiculous.
You hit the ball straight, and that's half the battle. Yeah.
That's impressive.
3 games coming up this weekend, 3-3. You got in Ontario, and then home against Ontario to start it, then in Las Vegas on that Sunday. You talked about a little bit facing Ontario, going up against the big dogs in the Western Conference. Is it kind of a barometer for yourself as well and for this team to know that, hey, we can go up against these Ontario Reign and, we can come out with points and we can beat them both down there and up here?
I think we've proved that with every team in our conference. Even last night, Stockton, they're up there. We've had success against Ontario. I don't think there's really a team, like I said in my interview, we're in every game. There hasn't been a game since I've been here where, we get blown out. So I don't think that we should go into any game against any team intimidated.
And I got that 3-game series against Alaska circled.
Do you?
Later on this year.
Yeah.
Yeah. little redemption. I think he's thinking about it.
Of course.
It's there.
LB, we appreciate the time as always. Keep up the great work. We love having you here in Condorstown. We didn't like you so much as an Alaska Ace.
We don't like anybody in an Ace. Don't take it.
We don't like anybody in Ace. Even Trupper, and I like Trupper too. We in Cisco. We don't like them anymore. No. When we come back, my dad will join us. We'll make some picks.
Yes.
We'll actually talk about the Harriest Back contest too.
We are?
He's the one who's...
Was that on the script?
That was on the script. It's on the...
No,
we'll talk
didn't
about
read the
that when we
script.
come. We'll make some picks, though, and for the record, and then we'll close the show. We'll tell you what's coming up here in Condorstown this weekend. It's all in Condors Unleashed, live from the Dignity Health Studios inside the Bakersfield, California. Stay tuned.